Hey, small fries, I won't see you tomorrow since I'm at Sky Ranch. So I know you already heard one lecture from me today, but watch this one so you can work on problems tomorrow in class. We're going to be talking about absolute value. So we should probably define that first. And the absolute value is of a number is its distance from 0. Of course, that's on a number line. Okay? We indicate that this is the absolute value by putting 2 bars around the number. Okay, so 2 bars like that. So let's look at this example. We have -4, and I want to know how far away it is from 0 on the number line, because that's what the absolute value is asking me to do. So I'm going to plop down 0, because that's important, and -4, and all the numbers in between. And now I'm going to count how many spaces is it from 0 on the number line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the absolute value of -4 is 4. And this is important. The distance can never be negative. If you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he takes his dad's car out and puts a ton of miles on it, but then he knows he's going to get in trouble, so he puts it in the garage and puts it on reverse and puts the brake on the gas pedal, hoping once it's in reverse, it'll take the mileage off. But that's not how distance works. He ends up adding just as many miles back on the car. So, learn from his mistakes. Distance can never be negative. The absolute value, unless there's a special case, should always be positive. So try this example on your own. The absolute value of 9 should be 9 because it's 9 spaces away from 0 on the number line. We can, the absolute value bars that we have are also like grouping symbols. So if you need to do an operation inside them, you can do that operation first, okay? So I have the absolute value of 5 minus 3. I do 5 minus 3 first. 5 minus 3 is 2. And now I'm going to take the absolute value of 2. And if we remember from earlier, the absolute value of 2 is, in fact, 2. Okay? Try this one on your own. When we multiply 1 and 3, we get 3. The absolute value of 3 is 3. So sometimes we have a negative symbol in front of the absolute value. Remember that negative symbol out in front can mean opposite. So here I'm looking for the opposite of the absolute value of 6. So the first thing we need to do is to evaluate the absolute value. The absolute value of 6 is 6. Then I'm going to take the opposite of my answer. The opposite of 6 is -6. Okay? So try this example on your own. So you should be taking the absolute value of -7, and the absolute value of -7 is 7. And then I take the opposite of that, which gives me -7. So I can also put a number in front of the absolute value sign, just like I can put that opposite sign there. So this means, one, again, I need to evaluate that absolute value first. So the absolute value of 4 is 4. And then I have that 2 out front, and I'm going to multiply it unless there's some kind of other operation sitting there. Okay? So 2 times 4 is 8. Okay? Just to be clear, this dot does mean multiplication. Sometimes when we're getting into algebra, x is a variable, so I'm not going to use an x for multiplication. Most of the time you'll see it as a dot, or if there's no symbol there, it can also be multiplication. Try this example on your own. Should evaluate the absolute value of -5. The absolute value of -5 is 5. And then I'm multiplying by 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay? That's it for today, other than I'm going to have some practice problems at the end of this video, so try them out.